Hello guys, in this video we're going to talk about the worksheet 9.3b, the percentage change in the joint variation. So first of all, you need to remind us the z, when we're saying that the z is jointly various as x and y, so we can write this something like the z is proportional to x times y, and every time you see this fishing sign, you can change it to equal to k. So the z is equal to k times x times y. So the second formula to be bear in mind is the percentage change. By using the new value minus the old value divided by the old value, then you can calculate out the percentage change. So let's move to the question 1. So we have that the z is proportional to x and y, so which means that we can write something like the z is equal to k times x times y. As the x is increased by 10%, which means that our new x is equal to 1.1x, and then the new y will be have is 1.3y. So now we can say that the new z is equal to using the k times the new x times the new y, and then we can substitute the 1.1x to here and 1.3y to be our new y's value. Then we can have the k times 1.1x times 1.3y. Then we can rearrange the numbers to get 1.1 times 1.3 to give you 1.43 times k times y. So that's our new value of z. Then we can use our percentage change of z, which is equal to the new value of z minus the old one divided by the old. So now we have 1.43 kxy minus our old value of z, which is kxy as well. So minus kxy divided by kxy. Then we can take out our common factor, kxy. Then we have 1.43 minus 1 divided by kxy. So kxy is our common factor, so we can eliminate out. Then the answer will be 0.43. Change it back to percentage number, we will have 43%. So this means that when x is increased by 10% and y is increased by 30%, which means that the z will be increased by 43%. So now we can do our questions 1b. So again, the z is proportional to xy, which means that we have the z is equal to kxy, and x is decreased by 25%, means our new x is equal to the x times 1 minus 25%. Then it is equal to 0.75x, and our new y is decreased by 40%, so it's y times 1 minus 40% to give you the answer of 0.6y. So now we can say that the new z is equal to the k times new x times new y. So as z is equal to kxy, we change the z to new z, the x change to be new x, and the y change to be new y. Then we can substitute our new value of x and the new value of y back to our equation. Then we can have the new z is equal to the k times the new x gives us the 0.75x times the new y is going to be 0.6y. Then using the calculator to calculate 0.75 times 0.6 will give you 0.45 kxy. Then using the percentage change formula, then we can have using the new z, which is 0.45 kxy, minus the old z, which is kxy. So minus kxy, then divided by kxy. Then we take out kxy as our common factor. Then we have 0.45 minus 1 divided by kxy. So now the numerator and the denominator get the same common factor, so we can eliminate out. The answer will be negative 0.55, change to percentage number, which is negative 55%. So I think the question C is similar, so just do it by yourself. And the answer will be, for question C, the answer will be negative 40%. So let's see, can you do it by yourself? Now we can do the question 2. It is given that the z is various directly as x, so we can say the z is proportional to x, and it's inversely as y, so we times the 1 over y. So now we have the z is proportional to x over y, which means that we can change the proportional sign to equal to k, so we have equal to kx over y. And now they said that the x is increased by 60% and the y is increased by 25%. Now the new x will have is increased by 60%, so we have the x times 1 plus 60%, then we have 1.6x, and the new y is equal to the y times 1 plus 25%, that will give you 1.25y. So the new z is going to be equal to the k times the new x and then divided by the new y. So again, we have the z is equal to kx over y. So the z changes to new z, the x changes to new x, and the y is on the denominator changed to new y. So now we can substitute our new values of x into our formula. Then we have k times 1.6x divided by the new y value, which is 1.25y. Then using the calculator to calculate 1.6 divided by 1.25, you can get the value of 1.28. So we have 1.28 kx over y. So now we can using our percentage change formula, then we can say that the new value of z is 1.28 kx over y minus our old z value, which is kx over y. Then divided by the old z value, kx over y. Then we can take our common factor from the numerator to take out the kx over y, and then what's left is 1.28 minus 1 divided by kx over y. So we can eliminate out the kx over y from both. Then we have the answer is 0.28. Change back to the percentage number, we have 28%. So question 3 is saying that the z is varies directly as x and inversely, so we have 1 over y squared. So combine them, we have the z is proportional to x over y squared. Change the proportional sign to equal to k, then we have z is equal to kx over y squared. And now they're saying that the x is decreased by 10%. So now we have the new x is equal to the original x times 1 minus 10%. Then we have this is equal to 0.9x. And then the new y is going to be equal to increase by 10%. So we have the old y times 1 plus 20%, which will give you 1.2y. And now we have that the new z is equal to the k times the new x, then divided by the new y, the whole new y squared. As again, we change the z to our new z, the x change to new x. Be careful that the y, this squared is outside the whole y, so that the new y should be bracketed and we got a squared outside. So now we can put our 0.9 as our new x value together with 1.2y as our new y value, substituting in our formula to get k times 0.9x divided by 1.2y whole squared. And now we can expand our bracket by using ab squared is actually equal to a squared times b squared, so that we have 0.9 kx divided by 1.2 squared y squared. Then we can using the calculator to calculate 0.9 divided by 1.2 squared, which will give you 0.625 kx over y squared. So again, using the formula, the percentage change formula, we can use our new z, which is 0.625 kx over y squared minus our old z, which is kx over y squared. Then we divide by our old z, which is kx over y squared. And now we can take our common factor, kx over y squared. Then what's left is the 0.625 minus 1, then divided by the denominator, kx over y squared. Then we can eliminate these two things, then the answer will be negative 0.375. Change to percentage number will give you negative 37.5%. So that's for question 3. And now we can do our question 4. We're saying that z is various as x, so z is proportional to 1 over x, together with inversely as 1 y, so it's 1 over y. Then we can say that the z is proportional to 1 over xy. Then if we change the proportional sign to the equal to k, then we have the z is equal to k over xy. Then if both of x and y is decreased by 30%, so now we have the new x is equal to the old x times 1 minus 30% as it's decreased, and we have the value is equal to 0.7x. Then similarly, we can do the new y, we have the old y times 1 minus 30% to get a value of 0.7y. So now we can find out the value of the new z is equal to using the k divided by the new value of x and the new value of y. Then you can substitute this 0.7x and y inside our formula of new z. Then you can get the k over 0.7x times 0.7y. Then this is equal to k over 0.49xy. So be careful, even though there's a 0.649 here, but actually there's a 1 on the numerator part. So we can take out this 1 over 0.49 out to get 1 over 0.49 times k over xy. Then we can using our percentage change formula to using our new value of z, which is 1 over 0.49 k over xy divided by our old z, which is k over xy divided by the old value of z, which is k over xy. So taking out the common factor, which is k over xy, then what we have is 1 over 0.49 left, and then minus the 1 divided by k over xy. So k over xy is our common factor on the numerator and denominator, so we can eliminate it out, and then we're using our calculator to calculate 1 over 0.49 minus 1, which will give you the answer of 1.04. Then we can change it to percentage number, which will give you 104%. So now it's our turn to do question 5. It's not that hard, but you can try to do it as well. So z is various jointly as m squared and n. So first of all, we have s is proportional to m squared times n, which means that we can change it to s is equal to k m squared n. So for question A, we have that m is decreased by 15%, which means that we can write our new m is equal to the old m times 1 minus 15%. Then we can get the 0.85 m, and our new n as is increased by 20%. So using the n times 1 plus 20%, then we have this is equal to 1.2 n. And so that we are now calculating the percentage of s. So we need to find out the new value of s first. So new s is going to be equal to the k times the new value of m, the whole thing squared, times the new value of n. And we can substitute these two values back into our formula. Then we have the k times 0.85 m squared times 1.2 n. So some of the students just write 0.85 m squared, but actually this squared will be distributed to both of the 0.5 and the 0 and the m, so that we have this is equal to 0.85 squared km squared times 1.2 times n. If we combine these two numbers, and you can get the value should be 0.867 using a calculator. So we have 0.867 km squared n. Then we can using our percentage change formula. So the percentage change formula is using the new value of s, 0.867 km squared n, minus our old value of s, so that is km squared over n, then divided by the old value, which is km squared over n. Then now we're taking our common factor km squared n on the numerator. Then we got the 0.867 minus our 1 divided by the denominator km squared over n. Then we can eliminate out this km squared over n. Then the answer you can get is equal to negative 0.133. Change back to the percentage number, we can have negative 13.3%. So you can do the similar things for question B. Our question B is saying that the m is doubled, so our new m, or just using our convenient symbols, so the new m, m dash, is equal to 2m as it doubled, and we have our new n is remain unchanged, so new n is actually equal to the old n. Then we can calculate our new s. The new s will be equal to the k new m squared times the new n, so that this is equal to k times 2m squared times n. Then distribute this power 2 to both of the 2 and m, then we can get 4 km squared n. And by using our percentage change of s is equal to the new s minus the old divided by the old, then we have the new s is equal to 4 km squared n, then minus the old s, which is this one, then we have km squared n divided by km squared n. So doing the similar stuff, we take out our common factor km squared n, then we can have the 4 minus the 1 divided by km squared n. Then the answer is equal to 3, but it's not 3%. 3 is a whole number, then we can times 100% to give you 300%. So this is for the worksheet of 9.3b. So if you have any question, just WhatsApp me. Thank you.